The STEM Society.
What's poppin', people? My name is Cole Jackson. This is the STEM Society. Welcome back. I have two things on the docket this week. I want to dive into the backlash Jay-Z has been getting from his Yankee Stadium performance this past weekend and try to understand why people are mad. There's a few people who are gotten on podcasts that have their say-so, and there's some backlash on the freestyle. I'll touch on that later on in the episode. Right now, let's talk Akademiks and Charlamagne. Akademiks and Charlamagne sat down to hash out the things about Roc Nation, hash out the things about Akademiks TV page and how they have been giving smear campaigns, and also have a conversation about what happened to hip-hop fandom and why is it so broken. So it was some things that came out of that. Now, when you look on the internet, there's a lot of people who are saying Akademiks looked like he got schooled. There's also a side on the internet that says Charlamagne looks like a big liar. And then you have the part of the internet that said this was just a waste of time. Now, I watched it when it premiered, and I gotta be real with you. 3 hours was way too long to listen to these two go back and forth about the same topic. I honestly feel like a lot of it, maybe 80% of this was more of a content piece to be able to get people to go to their respective channels. And I think the other 20% was real conversation that we needed to hear from two big media giants when it comes to Akademiks and Charlamagne. There were a few things during this sit down that I took from this that I actually respected and I enjoyed. Charlamagne didn't run from the Roc Nation allegations. Actually, he went head on with Ak about them. And I think that was one of the reasons why Akademiks looked so much like a fan or looked so unprepared. Listen to what Charlamagne said when he got approached about the Roc Nation allegations.
I heard you say you said you think I work for Roc Nation, right?
You're about to do the word, the kind of like
well, affiliation or whatever.
You got affiliation with
them.
them.
They're my peoples. That's a fact. I've always said.
You back.
By the way, you know that I'm wearing this. This is going right back to right now. Every time you talk, it's going right.
Desiree's listening somewhere, right, or she's like, "This is probably a hidden street." Charlotte.
But no, I always say, you've heard me say this for years. My four entertainment idols in entertainment: Clarence Avant, the Black Godfather; Arsenio Hall, who I just published his book, his memoir on my Black Privilege Publishing imprint.
My man with that promo.
Petey Green,
okay,
legendary radio personality, and Jay-Z. That's no secret. I've always said that my whole career.
Yeah, but I'm gonna tell you why that's facetious, and this is why I wear the chain. Because I'm a huge fan of Drake before I had the chain and after I got the chain. Drake has never given me $1. Okay, yeah, he sent transportation for me to come film something for his rollout. He's never gifted me like, yo, here's some money. Let me put you on paper. No. So but no, that's very different. I have zero business interest. Like Drake's not hitting me like, let's go half in on this business venture. You're
But if he did, you would.
As much as people want to say that Charlamagne was schooling him the whole time, I think it's just a matter of the rooms that Charlamagne has been in and the rooms that Akademiks has been in. Let's be honest. Charlamagne has been doing this for a very long time, and he figured out a way to be able to grow outside of being just a radio personality. Whereas Akademiks is still really, even though we see him as this major machine, he ain't been where Charlamagne's been to. You feel me? So I like the fact that Charlamagne went forward and just accepted his role as far as being a part of or affiliating himself with Roc Nation, and didn't run away from it. Whereas, if we're being real, and this is no disrespect to Akademiks, Ak just looks like a super fan who just is still trying to figure out why his favorite rapper is even giving him a chain. And that's no shade or no diss or nothing like that to this guy, but he really looked like he was just an out of place fan. It's just like, man, Drake gave me a chain. Like, no, nigga, you should be doing business. Those Aiden Ross deals should be you. That should be who he teams up with. You should be getting paid from this nigga, not the other way around. It's crazy and it's weird. Like, you Why don't you want to do business with your favorite rapper, the person who has a lot of power, who makes a shit ton of money in music, and who is one of the power players when it comes to an artist? So it was just a night and day situation with that. My homeboy, and then we'll move to the next thing. My homeboy was just like, yo, Charlamagne looks compromised. I don't agree with that. I think Charlamagne looks like a businessman. He's not doing anything different than what a lot of the white guys are doing when it comes to business. He aligned himself with somebody. He made sure that he put his name in places where he could get some power or some networking and where he could get a bag. Like, at the end of the day, he ain't moving no different than Jeff Bezos or any other white businessman that's out there right now. The only difference is he's on the radio, he's on TV, he's in a lot of different spaces where you can see his face. And maybe he can manipulate the market just a tad. But who wouldn't take that opportunity to say, I'm going to manipulate this to get a few more dollars than I was getting yesterday? Does that mean he's compromised? In my eyes, no. That just means he's a good businessman. We all should be trying to move like good businessmen. So later on in this sit down, there was a point where I looked at Akademiks as he was a crazy nut. He came off, and this is what Charlamagne said, and I'm actually stealing Charlamagne's point, but I agree with his point. He looked manic and paranoid. Listen to how he was explaining his whole attack on Roc Nation.
So if you're plotting against Drake and you're like, yo, all right, I want to discuss how I'm going to get Drake, don't call me.
So let's go back to my original point. If I'm allegedly working for Roc Nation and Roc Nation is after you, and I know that, me calling you to give you a heads up is snaking them. How does that make sense?
And I told you why your call was intended. It's not snaking them because the intent was, I'm going to be honest with you, I think Akademiks TV, Grant, and a few other pages been giving Roc Nation belt to ass. If we were talking about approval rating, people look at Jay-Z like a slimy scum on average.
So why wouldn't they just sue them pages?
Suing somebody for defamation is really hard. Literally, they had to find one obscure thing she said. Her saying every day, Meg the Stallion is a liar. I said in a deposition, that's an opinion. If I said Meg is ugly, if I said Meg music sucks, you can't sue me for that. If I said Desiree Perez to me is a snake, which I do think that, she can't sue me for that. What are we going to go to court for? I'm not saying nothing that's factually incorrect, that's meant out of malice to put her brand or defame her. So I don't think if she had it,
I could be completely wrong.
If she had it, she would have been sued.
I could be completely wrong. You sound manic. You sound paranoid. I'm not even joking. Like, you sound manic and paranoid, bro.
Yo,
like,
no.
If I'm wrong, I promise you, I'll be the first person saying I'm wrong.
Charlotte, listen. The reason why you're so wrong about that is because
might be.
No, you're wrong. You're wrong about that because
you are very convicted about this Roc Nation is after me thing.
So you think Roc Nation's? I'm not the only person saying it. Okay, fine. I'm mad. Okay, cool.
If so, I don't know nothing about it.
I'm mad.
Two things came to mind. One, maybe Akademiks is just one of the greatest actors I've ever seen in my entire life. Or two, he really feels like he can single-handedly take Roc Nation down by himself with the Akademiks TV page. Now, it has been a lot of nasty stuff that's come from that Akademiks TV page. It is on my feed all the time. I see every horrible thing that they post about Jay, and it sucks. My question to you on the other side of this screen, because maybe I'm missing something. What is there Roc Nation is doing for Akademiks to take them down for? Drake is still number one. He's still one of the top artists in the world. Akademiks is still making money from a lot of these deals that he's been doing. Jay-Z has not mentioned Akademiks' name, not one bit. I don't think that they're going to really go back. I don't think Drake and Jay is going back and forth in a battle this year. Who knows? So what am I missing about Akademiks being so gung-ho about taking Roc Nation down? Because I feel very confused. And maybe I'm just falling for the theatrics, but he felt very serious in that point. Mind you, I don't watch every stream that Akademiks do because there are times when it's just a lot of gutter shit that's on there that I don't really want to fuck with. I think sometimes Akademiks can go a little bit too far when it comes to his ops because there's some lines that he crossed that I'm not fucking with. But when I do watch his streams and when I do see the stuff that he's like really passionate about, I don't necessarily understand what Roc Nation is doing to him personally or how he needs to take them down for what victory of what company of what person he's trying to get for. I know everything that I say might sound confusing, but I'm confused. I'm super confused about it. If you're a person who understands what's going on, please tell me in the comments and let me know so we can have a conversation about this because Akademiks looks completely nuts on that part of the conversation. Now, there was one more part on here that I really enjoyed and what I liked, which is Akademiks and Charlamagne coming to a point of, hey, hip-hop media needs to come together and try to piece it up and make shit work for the betterment of everybody.
So what are we going to do from this moment on? How are we going to pivot to use our individual platforms and influence to just make this whole landscape better? Because I think we can. And I'm down to make the round. Like I said, I'm down to go, yo, Joe, let's go sit down and have that conversation. Whether it's just me and Joe, me, you and Joe, whoever it is. Like,
yeah, media-wise, I really feel like it kind of got to feel like how it probably felt years ago where everybody's just kind of in the mix. It's not, these days, I could tell.
All the white boys doing it.
Right.
Like the Rogans and the Theo Vons and the what's some other dudes' names? Alex, Andrew to an extent. Like, they all doing it. What are we doing?
If it was one thing that I could agree upon when it came to that part of the conversation, it's the fact that hip-hop media is nasty. I watch so many smaller creators and smaller hip-hop media channels have this beef over what? I have no idea. But here recently, it's just looked nasty when it comes to hip-hop media and all of us trying to get together and make shit work. There's certain creators who won't work with other creators because they're not on their level subscriber-wise. Or there's a situation where you might like Drake or I might like Kendrick. We can't do business together. We can't collab, my nigga. And I would think that seeing somebody like Charlamagne, Akademiks, and Joe sit down, hash a lot of this stuff out, and actually maybe even do a quarterly show every now and again would help. You get what I'm saying? Like, we need to kind of patch this shit up, especially with the kind of renaissance that we're having in hip-hop right now, where things are changing and evolving. We need the media side of things to not be so nasty and always sit in a place where it's just like, you got to pick this side, I pick that side, and we're going to beef it out. And then after we get finished beefing, we're going to talk shit about the other nigga. It's just, right now, unity is where we need to be at. Collabing with each other and growing this space to making it better is way more. We need to do that way more than what's going on right now. Because it's channels or it's creators that I've watched that have just got on and just dog each other, and they not even huge. I'm not the biggest channel in the world, but I'm always down to collab with whoever, just so we can actually kind of grow this thing. Because we all gonna need each other at one point in time, and it's good to have differences of opinion. But nigga, I don't know you. I don't know you to hate you. So why is it like the way it is when it comes to this space? I think them getting together would be nothing but a positive move at the end of the day for hip-hop media, for black culture, for everything, so we can start seeing some more unity and stop seeing all of this pick a side shit or you go this and I go do that. I think it was beneficial for us to see these two sit down with each other. And I think that talk might get to a lot of other hip-hop media talking heads. What do you guys think? Did you enjoy this sit-down between Charlamagne and Akademiks? Or do you think it was just a big waste of time and these two just needed some attention? Tell me what you think in the comments. Speaking of people who have been getting a lot of attention, Jay-Z has been getting some backlash and some hate when it comes to this 3-night celebration of Reasonable Doubt and The Blueprint. Now, I wanted to dive right into the hate automatically, but I didn't want to ruin how much of a moment this is for hip-hop or how it made me feel. I'm a Jay-Z fan also. But to see a person celebrate a 30-year anniversary for a rap album and a 25-year anniversary for a rap album touched my little hip hop heart. The fact that this guy is as big as he is, and the fact that he was able to be still relevant, whether you want to believe it or not, at this point in 2026 is amazing to me. We tend to forget that hip hop was written off early. It was only a fad. This is niche. Nobody's going to be listening to this in the next 40 years, 50 years. That's what it was. People were saying when it first started. And look at it now. We have one of the biggest artists in the world celebrating two very pivotal and important albums from his life or from his career. So I really enjoyed this hip hop moment. Some of the things that I liked, really quick before I get into the hate. I love the fact that Nas and Jay were rapping together. I think that was so cool that they was rapping each other's lyrics on each other's beats. It was amazing. More niggas need to do shit like that. I got notes, nigga. The fact that Beyonce came out and did the hook for Can't Knock the Hustle, I thought that was fire. He had his daughter play Feeling It on the piano. That was a great moment. I was in awe. I was like, this nigga really has his daughter playing the piano off of one of his best songs ever. Crazy. What else? Seeing Jazzo be there, for a lot of people who don't understand, Jazzo is his mentor. Then they became rivals at one point in time, and then now they get to this. I thought that was an amazing moment. Then when you look at night 2, Pharrell was amazing. Their set list was dope. They did three songs with each other. I thought that was fire. I know it's something else that I'm missing. But those were like the moments. I didn't get to watch night 3 because I was doing something else. I had some other things to do. But watching that celebration of those two albums touched me a lot. Touched my hip-hop heart just a lot, man, because I just never thought we would get to this point. I thought I would never see hip-hop do this. I'm just being real. I never thought I would see hip-hop do this. Now, there are some people who are pulling out different points or reasons why certain things happened throughout this weekend. Let's start with this hip-hop videographer by the name of Choke No Joke. Now, for a lot of people who don't know who he is, he's basically the precursor to Vlad TV. Choke No Joke was part of the DVD era, and then he transitioned into the internet era. But he has been known as one of Jay-Z's biggest haters. Now, we were told that night 3, there was a huge 3-hour delay from what Jay said. He wanted to make sure it was safe. From what other news outlets had said, it was people who were sneaking in. But Choke No Joke said it was another reason why it was a 3-hour delay. Listen to what he says about this plan Jay-Z concocted.
Right? So, this is what I'm told. So I'm going to say allegedly because we know the games that Roc Nation play. Right? According to a Yankee head of security, allegedly, Jay-Z and them held the door. Now, that little thing y'all saw where about 20 people snuck in, that wasn't the reason why the show was delayed. According to Yankee security, allegedly, Jay-Z and them held up the door because he wanted to break a record of capacity, of having X amount of people in the building when the show began so he could make history with 3 sold-out shows. At 8 o'clock, the place was not packed. You know it wasn't packed because you seen the crowd outside. Only a few people got in. But they did not start the show allegedly. They did not let these people in allegedly until they knew that the place was going to be at capacity. And they let thousands of people in free. Right? So according to, I told them I wouldn't say their name. Because the part of them telling me this was their security and them keeping their job.
I believe this? Yes. Tell you why I believe it. Because numbers make headlines. Sorry. Numbers make news. Numbers let people know that hip hop is not just niche. Was it for the betterment of Jay or was it for the betterment of the culture or the genre? I would say it's the betterment for both. Look, man, the thing about niggas hating is that they don't never need proof. They just need to sit down and know what Joe Schmo who works the door said, instead of just going out and giving us facts. Not only that, he was just like, well, you know, I went online to see if the tickets were available, and they were for Saturday and Friday. Okay. Let me just say this. I don't know how many people can fit in Yankee Stadium, but I'm pretty sure it's a whole hell of a lot, and I'm pretty sure there were going to be some empty seats, and I'm pretty sure there was some niggas who was like, I can't go because my baby mama is tripping. Sorry. From what I heard on certain podcasts, shit, they was out. So maybe some niggas had to change their plans up because they didn't want to lose their relationship with their woman. No matter what it is, who cares, bruh? Why are you hating on a moment? Like, I think sometimes people realize, I think some people look at this as just, let me just hate on Jay-Z and that'll just show niggas that he ain't shit. But when you do shit like this, you're hating on hip hop or you're hating on a moment in our genre and what we love. And you're making that look bad instead of just trying to make Jay look bad. Who cares, nigga? You went. You were there. What's the problem? Man, that left a sour taste in my mouth that made me just feel like niggas just be on here saying whatever with no evidence. Give me the proof. Not to say what these news platforms are putting out there is all the gospel, is all the truth, but I would like to see some kind of respectable source when it comes to you hating like this. This is just some bullshit that this nigga wanted to come out and say because it was a moment and he wanted to steal some shine from the spotlight. Speaking of niggas stealing shine from the spotlight, nobody was a bigger hater of this weekend than Dame Dash.
So, you know, when I was wondering why they went to the train station and I was wondering why it was in the Bronx and wasn't in Manhattan, because that's their target demographic. So I was kind of sad that Reasonable Doubt became, you know, a tool for a company that he might have ownership in to be able to sell all these products, but they made it so obvious. It was too many New York Yankee hats. It also made me have the desire not to see old niggas on stage no more. I just don't want to see it. I want to see crispiness. I don't want to see old cut, rockwear cut style clothes. I want to see what the young niggas now are doing. And I think that's the problem, is that the older niggas never want to pass the plug pause to the younger niggas.
I don't see you mentoring anybody. Where's your young nigga? Where's your avatar? You get on every platform talking shit about Jay and you never show us what the future looks like. Because anybody that you deal with artist-wise are niggas from your past or niggas who just got out of jail doing 20-year bids. Where's the future at, Dame? Why aren't you showing us what the future is? I just had to mention that because this nigga act like he ain't got a birthday.
And no disrespect, but that shit looked like a 40-40 reunion. And I never went to the 40-40. I owned Socialista with Giuseppe Cipriani in them. You know what I'm saying? Downtown. I never went to 40-40. That wasn't my crowd. If I went someplace, I needed to be the only person there with a baseball hat. Not everybody dressed the same. I like to go places I stand out. I don't want to fit in a crowd. And yes, you could say it's hating because, yeah, them niggas sued me, lied on me, and then waited 30 years to put it out, but for some reason didn't put it out 29 years before that. Not a 10th anniversary, not a 15th anniversary, not a 25th anniversary, but the year all of a sudden my shit goes to auction. Now it's the 30th anniversary and you selling a whole lot of Mitchell and Ness and probably, you know, all that type shit. Using my shit for that.
Those are just a few moments out of, if I'm not mistaken, the whole interview is an hour. That clip that I got is 5 minutes long. I watched the full interview. Dame is sad, bro. It's sad. And you know what's funny? This moment still needed him. That's the crazy part about it. This weekend felt so incomplete, and this is just from my point of view. You might not see it the same way. This weekend was so incomplete without Dame. Because no matter how much this nigga hates, no matter how bitter he is as a man of his stature now, he was very pivotal in both of those albums being put out and being marketed and getting the budgets and doing whatever he needed to do to make sure this shit happens. We tend to forget Reasonable Doubt was an independent release. He was a big part of getting Jay out there. And I know a lot of people was like, well, Jay was Jay. Yeah, I know. But when you look in the history books and when you read about what was really going on, Dame was fighting a lot of those battles. And for us to celebrate a moment like this without Dame being a part of it felt very incomplete in my eyes. And it just felt like, man, it could have been 100% if he wasn't such a hater, if these niggas couldn't get over whatever problem they have. At the end of the day, I don't understand why Dame continues to entertain these conversations about Jay and Roc Nation and all of this shit. Because at one point in time, he was like, don't ask me anything else about Jay. He got tired of it for a long time. And then once he started not being so cool, and once he got to a point where it was just like, well, niggas not really feeling him no more, he leaned into it more to get more attention, to get into the algorithm. He basically pulled a Jim Jones. And that's sad, bro, because I feel like Dame is one of those people who have been a great mind and a great businessman in hip-hop for a very long time. It's just, as somebody who's supposed to love the culture, why would you come out here and just say the shit that you were saying this whole fucking interview? It's nasty work. He gets into Jay's wife. He talks bad about Beyonce, him flexing about Beyonce. He talks shit about just the music, everything. He had nothing positive to say about this whole thing. So it sucks. I hope one day that Dame can stop being so bitter and angry and get past his hatred towards Jay. So now we're done with that. There was one thing that I had a problem with and I felt like deserved the backlash. And that was the Target freestyle Jay-Z opened the whole weekend with.
I'm a target. You ain't, don't miss that target. No exclusive, they only doing what Apple and Walmart did. You shopping at Amazon or you boycott? You posting on Instagram? That's Meta, boy, stop it. Y'all know Google owns YouTube. You picking and choosing and politicking as usual. They digging deep for narratives, it's embarrassing. They run out of characters, had to bring back up Cap again. A buddy took a check, I ain't even mad at him. But along with that check, got a sign of non-disparagement. I'm the one they can't control. Y'all better be glad as him. Yeah. I'm the one they can't control. You better be glad as him. $500 million back in the community. That's just good math for him. I don't listen to Twitter activists. They type and I laugh at them. There's really no comparison. Y'all check my stats again. I'm bringing folks home to their family. Laws get passed because him. You can like it or not. We don't do no ass kissing. Ex-drug dealer. You might not like the packaging, but my presence is the president. My gift is rapping. Oh, shit.
In my opinion, that freestyle made Jay look as human as he could possibly look. What I mean by that, Jay has always come off as a person who never really cared about what everybody else said. He's going to move like the businessman and as the artist and the mogul that he's always been. But when I heard that freestyle, I was like, oh, this nigga read the comments. He is in the comments listening to what people are saying. And that moment was too vulnerable for me. I don't know if vulnerable is the right word. That moment was just too surreal, if that makes sense. Because I never thought Jay would be the person who would listen to what everybody else was saying about boycotting or the Colin Kaepernick situation or basically what we were saying in the comments when he was talking about teaming up with Target and doing this vinyl. I wanted more of a freestyle aiming at the people who have been attacking him that are actually people who could get on the mic and go back and forth with him instead of him getting on the microphone and talking shit to the Twitter activists, as he like to say, or the people who got microphones who don't rap. Because that's who he was talking to at the end of the day. So I don't know. I didn't necessarily like it. I didn't think we needed another one. I just felt like it was in poor taste. And he could have done something completely different and a lot better. Why didn't you just go at Drake or Nicki Minaj or Dame like the last time? It just would have made a whole lot more sense. But those are just a few of my takeaways. Those are the few things that I seen that I felt like were important. What was your thought process, or how did you feel about this 3-day weekend? Did you watch it on stream? And if you was a person who was lucky enough to be there in New York when it went down, how did you feel about it? Did you like it? Was this one of the greatest concerts ever? Was it one of the biggest hip hop moments ever? I would like to hear what you have to say in the comments. Let me know and let's have a conversation about it. Now, before I go, you know what time it is. I have a Cole's Corner, and it is another repeat offender. Boosie Badass, you might as well live in Cole's Corner. Get my notes really quick because I want to make sure I say this correctly. Boosie has been caught paying congressmen for a presidential pardon. The news said that Boosie paid Jacob Wall and Jack Berkman $600,000 for a Donald Trump presidential pardon. Now, of course, when Boosie found out that he got scammed by the ultimate hustlers, he got on Twitter and he had a lot to say. Jack, shut your lying ass up talking about this stuff in Houston, messed up the pardon. You were sued in March. This happened at the end of May. Don't start lying now. I gave you 3 months to send me my money back. Talking about Trump signed the pardon, got me running around the damn house jumping, saying you just talked to the president. You played with the wrong one. I'm suing y'all in federal court now. Hashtag Ponzi scheme. Out of the 9 victims y'all got this year, I was the wrong one. Everyone you said you reached out to for my pardon has said you are lying. Every name you named has denied your allegations. Everybody you named will have their time to speak. It's getting hot. So where did the money go? I thought Trump signed the pardon. I thought you had the president on speed dial. You should have did your research before trying to jack me like you did the others. Now, Boosie, how is it that an old YN like yourself fell for the oldest trick in the book? You played the political game to get a pardon. Let's just be real. Let's be completely honest. The biggest gangsters ain't niggas like Boosie. The biggest gangsters are the niggas with the suits that sit up in Congress and Senate and line niggas like you up. They seen your nigga ass from a mile away and they said, we got him. We got one. Now, they didn't hit you hard. $600K is actually pretty light. You came away actually smelling like roses because they could have hit you for that 1.5 mil real easy. They could have. And you probably negotiated your way down to $600K to get this presidential pardon. I hate to tell you this, Boosie, but the real gangsters don't come from the hood. Them niggas got suits and ties on, and they right up there in the White House in Washington, D.C. Those are the motherfuckers you're supposed to be looking out for. Those are the ultimate scammers. They the ultimate hustlers. They the ultimate gangsters. And you got caught up. Now, it took me back to a TV show that I used to love called The Wire. And The Wire was about the Baltimore drug trade and the police. There was a man on there by the name of Stringer Bell who fell for the same type of trick that you fell for, which is jumping in the political pool to get power, to get networking, and to get bread. And he soon found out that them niggas are not to be fucked with.
I need you to hit somebody.
Who we hitting?
Clay Davis.
The Clay Davis? Downtown Clay Davis?
That's supposed to mean something to me, man. That nigga need to be got.
Shit, String, murder ain't no thing. But this here's some assassination
I
shit.
tell you, you getting somebody, you getting them. I ain't asking.
Damn, String, I don't know.
Nigga, I gotta remind you who the fuck you work for. Hey, I think Slim gonna have to sit this one out, boss. So you finna go hit a state senator now, huh? Yo, you kill a downtown nigga like that, the whole world gonna stand up and take notice. I'm talking about the state police, federals, all of that. You need a day of the jackal type motherfucker basically to do some shit like that. Now rumble tumble nigga like Slim. That nigga took our money, man. I seen it coming. Well, he gotta go. Nah, you a fucking businessman. You wanna handle it like that. You don't wanna get all against the wild with it and shit, right? What I tell you about playing them fucking away games? Yeah. They saw your ghetto ass coming from miles away, nigga.
Plies summed it up and said it best when he said, he been charging them boys for pardons and y'all thinking he was showing love. I'm ashamed of Boosie. Not because he tried to buy the pardon, but because he got took for his money, bro. You not getting that back. I'm sorry. That $600K, gone. They snorted that. Been gone. You, being the street nigga that you are, should just take the L. Seriously. Take the L, bruh. Because you knew better. Instead, you just felt like you just can do any and everything you want to, and it just looks nasty now. Now you look real nasty out here. You losing credibility each month, and it just looks bad right now. Boosie, take this one on the chin, sit down somewhere, go do some naked pool parties and do some shows in all of these southern states and get your bread back and just shut up and let it go. That's all I got for you. Well, thank you guys for joining me for another episode. If you like what I do, because what I do is not very easy, make sure you pay me in a like, pay me in a comment, but support me with a subscription and build my platform as big as the sun. I will have another episode out for you guys on Sunday. Be on the lookout. That's it. Take care of yourself. I love you. Peace out.
She was kind of fucking with my money, but I meant everything I said, and I say it again.